found that the back of the tree does more to define the front of the tree than a lot of the work that we choose to do on the front of the tree. It makes the back of the tree look like an afterthought, because after all it is one continuous tree. And I hold to the philosophy, at least in part, that a tree should be designed from 360 degrees as much as possible. Trees should be made to look as good as it can be made to look from all the way around the tree. I'm going in where it's already broken, so it's gone. I'll try to turn this slower for you. I know I have a tendency to go me, back and forth. And you can't see anything that way, making the assumption that you do want to see something. Anyway. Boy, I see something starting to happen with this tree. I've mentioned before that I do my styling, I do my bonsai from the seat of my pants. I don't always set out with a particular idea in mind, because usually when I do, it winds up going awry. I think I'll wait to see how this goes with the rest of the wiring on this, and when I get to that point, may get one of those holy smoke moments. When you realize this guy's either an idiot or a genius. Genius I'm not. An idiot, very possible. Much better. We'll see. I'm pretty sure you see from this, what you try to do when you're designing this tree is to lay them out in layers. You have a layer here, we have a layer here, and we have a layer here. This is especially pleasing to me as layout layered. I have managed to get that to layer itself out. Gives a tree some real character. Sometimes it is, when you do this, it's like adding branching that you really don't have. You don't have a branch on the trunk here to make this, so you take a branch up here, you bring it down, and you wire it in layers like this, and it fills that area in with layered growth. Pines. If I remember right, when I got this Mugo, it was a Tyrolean. Tyrolean. They're native to the Tyrolean Alps. Now I know the rule of thumb and the rule in this styling of bonsai says you start from the bottom branches and you work your way up. That's essentially true 99% of the time. But every once in a while I have found that you sometimes have to work with a higher branch to bring it down into a place that you know you're going to need to fill, and then bring the others to fit into it. Point being is this branch right here. I need to bring this down and over, and then I can do the fine wiring with that, and the fine wiring with the branches around it. This one's got to come down, but this one definitely. In fact, actually I can use the same wire to work with this one as I work with this one to bring it down. Got a heavy piece of wire here. This puppy. Straighten the little bends and kinks in it out. See, here again, it's like I said, this is what you get with aluminum wire. use it easily. For anyone that is interested in the background noise, that is an airplane. We're about 5 miles from the Des Moines International Airport. And sometimes you get some pretty noisy airplane traffic around here. That was a Cessna of some sort. Used to have F-16s and stuff flying in and out of this place, but I think they've gotten rid of those. Okay, there's some roll through that needs to be removed. I know we're not going to be able to use that for anything, so that's gone. That one. The tree gets pretty thick up here. It's gotten pretty thick. That one goes on top. That one because it's underneath. Those two. One's going to have to go probably. Here again, it's another one of those relations we talked about earlier, where you got 5 branches coming out all at the same place and you have to find a way to deal with them. There's a lot of these little branches here on the side that will probably be of no value, so they're gone. Okay, the idea was to bring this branch down and bring it over. So actually, I can loop it together with this one. Do the same with that. Where, however, I had talked about bringing this down. And we got to do that as well. Start there. Need some fresh wire for that. Alright, haul out the heavy stuff. Goes there. That's what it's going to take. going to be essential to watch this wire closely, because if I don't, it's going to cut into this wood very quickly. Because the wood's pretty heavy, and it's in a place in a joint in the wood where the wood's going to want to grow. Nothing like throwing your scissors on the ground. Pretty good on the edges, but well, it's not concrete, and it won't hurt them.